Hey everybody. I thought that I would document for myself as much as anything um, the day after the hurricane and just how, there's my phone for the 100th time, just how things are and how I'm feeling because I have such peace, and I kind of wanted to walk you through that because there's always something. I know it's dark, but the tree is all in front of the porch, and it's cloudy, so there's not much light in here. The generator's going. First, I'm going to tell you the things that are wrong, that are annoying right now, and then I'll tell you the good things, because it's so true that there's a silver lining everywhere, no matter what you're going through. This has been pretty traumatic. If you saw my Instagram stories, you would have seen the whole night of the hurricane and how frightening it was. This was unexpected, for sure. It was a Cat 1. We thought nothing of it, other than they said it was going to rain a ton because it was slow moving. So I wanted to leave the house so we wouldn't get trapped back here from all the water around us. And we were not worried about flooding because the creek, we're 15 feet above the creek level across the way. I wasn't worried about the wind because it was Cat 1. I wasn't really worried about the tree. I did think about the big tree, and more on the tree in a minute, because some of you probably think I'm crazy worrying about this tree. Anyway, we weren't worried a bit, and boy, we didn't know this because the electricity was out in the hotel, but it became a Cat 2, a strong Cat 2 when it came ashore and came right over us. We're safe. We got home. The way our house looks, everybody that walks by is taking pictures. Like, we definitely are the house of this entire neighborhood that looks the worst. And the fact that our house isn't crushed, more on that later. Okay. So we got up this morning. It was hot last night. We're going to switch running the generator from daytime to nighttime because you don't want to run it all the time. I guess you can, but we're worried about gas. Scott just went to try to find gas. Supposedly it was all gone. He found some. He's 40th in line, so that'll be a while, but he's got our 2 5-gallon gas cans and the truck. He's going to top the truck off. Plus, honestly, we have probably 10 or 20 at least gallons of gas in the boat that we can siphon off, but we're kind of saving that for last chance. We do believe we will be without power for a long time, just because we're, as I call this, the land that time forgot. We're in the middle. We're way at the bottom probably of the list. But Scott said on the main road he passed 5 electrical trucks from Lafayette, Louisiana, so that's exciting. Anyway, okay, you've probably heard all this from Instagram, but it's been such an experience, so unexpected. You know, we went through a Cat 3 in Tampa. Nothing, y'all. No trees down. And the eye went over us. We were mainly worried about our screen room over our pool from being damaged, and it did get damaged, but we had a big oak tree there, a fourth of the size of this one, but it was big, you know. We weren't worried. So this was nothing to us, but this just shows you that, again, now I believe how unpredictable hurricanes are. I will never take even a tropical storm lightly, because the winds and the sound of that wind in the hotel of a train, I will never forget it. I will never forget it. And the hotel swaying on the 4th floor. Wow, I'll never forget that either. Okay, so that's the things that are wrong. Is obviously we have no power. the trees on the house, but we don't think the roof is damaged other than the front edge, so we're good there. This morning we took the golf cart out. We took the golf cart out for a little drive. We didn't get far. There's a huge tree at the end of our street down, so we just went up and down our street. It looks like a war zone. Literally, there's shingles, there's trash, there's oddball things we don't know where they came from in our yard. There's metal pieces under our tree. We hope it's not from our roof, but we don't think it is. But the bugs are stirred up. So there's so many mosquitoes. And the golf cart, we ran over a limb. Something went wrong underneath. Scott was zip tying this cable. And while he was doing that, I was just standing on the street and I got stung by a wasp twice. My ankle, the top of my foot is killing me right now, but I took some Benadryl, so I hope that will help. So a lot of insects are displaced. I'm sure that there were a lot of nests in this tree, birds and squirrels, but okay, enough of that. Luckily, okay, good things. Let's talk about the good things. Let's talk about the blessings. The good things are it cooled off, so it's not that hot right now. It's in the low 80s, so we're fine inside the house. It's not that hot at all. Sun's not shining at all because it's still overcast. The house survived. It did not. That tree did not crush the house. And now I want to talk about the tree. This tree was a huge, huge selling point of this house. Everyone talked about it. We're known as the house with the big tree because it was so massive. Like I said, it came from the street all the way across our front yard and over the house. And it was the width of our lot. That's how much coverage this tree was. I was thinking about the tree. It provided so much shade, so much beauty, homes for so many creatures. It gave us such joy. I prayed for it all the time because I knew it was at least 100 years old, so I didn't want it to die on us. That was the only thing I ever thought of. How much it would cost to take the tree down if it died. But also, there was a time that happened at the tree. I was on my porch. We'd been living here just a few months. I was on my porch and I don't remember what I was praying for. I'm going to go back in my journal because I think I wrote it down what I was praying for, but I definitely wrote down what happened. It was twilight, and the one thing about this tree that was so massive is when the sun sets on the back of the house, if it's shining fully, it shines on the trunk of this tree somehow, and I get Paris lighting. It's like, I call it magic time. It doesn't last very long, but it's that perfect Paris golden glow that you get as the sun goes down in Paris and the lighting is coming up, the night lighting against the golden, all of the buildings that are the same color, the cream color, and it's just the most beautiful lighting you've ever seen. And I remember I was seeing that lighting and I was just praising God and thanking Him so much for this amazing tree. And then I was praying for something that was very close to my heart and a very difficult thing. I don't remember, like I said, what it was, but it was something very difficult. I know that. And as I was sitting there, something caught my eye in the tree. And I don't know what it was, y'all, but it was little, and I may have shared this before, but in one little section of the tree, in the leaves, I could see these twinkling hearts, little tiny light colored or yellow hearts. And I thought something was wrong with my eyes, so I look away, and then I look back and they were there again. I look away, I look back, they were there again. It was because of what I had been praying for. It was almost like a sign from God. I think it was that everything's going to be okay. So as you can know, and it lasted about 3 or 4 minutes, probably lasted about a minute and a half, but it felt like 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, because it was so, I would constantly look away and look back, and it would still be doing that. And it wasn't a reflection, it was nothing like that. That was very, very meaningful for me. And so anyway, the tree lived on for another 2 years from when that happened. We've been here almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in May. So the tree meant so much, and all the family members and friends that would come visit just, talked about it so much. Anyway, but this morning, after the shock wore off, I was really getting upset about the tree and how different the whole place is going to look, and there's not going to be any shade from the sun as it comes up in the mornings. But I thought about those little lights, those hearts. I thought about those. And I thought, God put this tree here 100 years ago or 75 years ago or however long ago it's been. And he knew the day it was going to go down, and he knew I was going to be here for that. And the more I thought about that, the more peace I got, even though it is disappointing. But for a moment, I was down, all the way down, and I just started crying about it. And even though I am grateful and thankful that we're okay, don't ever forget that, and that the roof can be fixed where all the tree's laying on. But we don't have any water in the roof, in the house, no, nothing. So I get that, I totally get that. But my experience, as soon as I cried and admitted that it was okay to be this upset about something like this, I felt so much better. Instead of trying to pretend that it doesn't matter, it matters to my heart, and God knows that. And I just got a peace about it. And as I'm sitting here, as the day goes on this morning, and the tree is just surrounding me now. I can touch it now. Instead of just being able to touch the bottom of the trunk, you could never have reached the first limb. I could go out there right now and touch it. And it's just all in front of the porch. I'll show you a picture at the end. I'll insert a picture here. Okay, here is the left side of the porch where the tree is hanging off the roof. And then you come around here and you can see that's where all the porch roof damage is all along, because it's leaning on it. But you can see how close this thing is. The root ball is way down there underneath. And you can see how it's kind of hugging the whole house, the whole front of the house. So yeah. So I could touch these branches now if I wanted to. I hear somebody's chainsaw. I think my fountain survived, maybe not. There's my big palms down there. And there's a lot of the tree over there. Look how high the tree is up there. That was the part over the street. And it's up in the air, just standing. It was so big, it's just standing on the ground there now. It's insane. But it's definitely uprooted and dug up. The way the tree is just completely engulfing the front of our house. You can't see our house from the street. You can see a little bit of the porch railing, and that's it. You can't see that there's a house under the street. I started thinking about Psalm 91 because I had begun to memorize it about a week ago. And I have my little note cards here. I'm not doing too good on the memorization right now. But it says, "Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare of the Lord. He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I am trusting Him." And then later on in verse 4, he will shield me with his wings. He will shelter me with his feathers. His faithful promises are my armor and protection. And as this tree is casting the shadow into the house and on the porch right now, I feel it. I feel his protection. I have shelter under this tree, complete shelter under the tree, even though it's uprooted. It feels like a hug in some strange way, that it's still serving a purpose and teaching us that things of this earth are temporary. And this is God's tree. It's not mine, it never was. And rest in the shadow of the Almighty. The air has cooled down and we were able to sleep last night. In the beginning it was hard, but then we both fell into a sound sleep. And that God alone is our refuge, our place of safety. All of these verses have a different meaning now. So I am trusting him still, obviously. And I do feel that he's shielded. He will shield me with his wings. He shielded the house from damage, from this coming right. We would have thought that it would totally come right through because it's so big. And he's shielding with his wings, sheltered us with his wings, with his feathers. Wow, new meaning. Also, the windows are absolutely filthy and they're covered in leaves and dirt. And so you look through the glass darkly and you don't see the reason, but you know that God's in it. So just all these symbols I'm noticing, and I didn't notice any of this yesterday, just today. There's more people taking pictures of our house from the street. You'd think they'd be coming up here to see if we're alive. But anyway, that's been just incredible. Oh gosh, there was something else I was going to say about this experience. Oh, last night I was feeling very unsettled. You know, we'd been here a couple of hours and it was getting dark outside and I was just unsettled completely. I got a call that my mom had been admitted to the hospital in Austin. So, you know the saying, when it rains, it pours. One of my friends just reminded me of that saying. And I just felt like I'm so removed from the rest of the world. You know, it feels that way. And she's okay. She had a little spell and they kept her overnight and she thinks she's going to get out today. So, yeah, that's that. But I've talked to her many, many times, so everything's okay. My dad's out of sorts, obviously, at home. He's got Alzheimer's or dementia really, really, really bad. But my brother is there, so he spent the night there and blah, blah, blah. And my sister-in-law's there now. So everything's okay, but it was just like, what? And they weren't going to tell me, but they decided to tell me. So praying for my mom to recover and be okay. And of course I told her, you know, I'm sure the Pensacola airport's reopened and I can get a flight in a day or two. A day. Maybe not that day, but the next if something happens. There's something else I was going to mention about this tree and about my feelings. I guess that's it for this morning. I just wanted to get on here and tell you that no matter what you're going through, God is with you. He is truly with you. I know what else I was going to tell you. That's not funny, but I mentioned on Instagram stories that my car is in my foot, y'all, is killing me from those wasp stings. Or bee, I don't even know what it was. I didn't even see it, but it's a big pin prick point in two places and it's swelling up. Over the weekend before the hurricane hit, and honestly, y'all, I don't know what, I think today might be Thursday. Maybe it's Friday, but that the weekend before the storm, we took my car into the shop for some warranty work in Daphne, Alabama, which is on the shore of Mobile Bay. So I don't know if my car survived the hurricane. I don't know if a tree's on it. I don't know anything. But I finally called this morning because I thought, I need to find about my car, because we need to go get it. But of course, I called the dealership and it's all circuits are busy. I can't get through. So that was just another nutsy thing. So that's it for today. Just know that can be a calm right before a storm. There can be a calm during the storm. And there can be a calm after the storm. Because God is real. God is here. God is with us. And He knows exactly what He's doing. And when I get to heaven, I can't wait to say, now, why did the big tree have to come down? We'll know as time goes on, maybe what the blessing is from the tree falling down, because I guarantee you there's a blessing. And I will say this, and I might have just said this in this video, I can't think, y'all. As big as the tree was, and it covered the front yard as far as shade, I always begged Scott for palm trees. And he wouldn't plant them because he did not want to climb them and trim them, because we went through that over and over in Florida. And it was not pretty. And one day he fell out of the top of the palm tree and almost killed himself. I think I put that on a video when we were cleaning our yard from something. So I finally gave up asking him to plant some palm trees in the front by the fence, because I realized they would not live because they would get no sun. Even our grass had such a struggle living because of no sun. So I envisioned in my mind a landscape for in front of the porch, pull the landscaping way out, plant palm trees in front of the house because they're not going to block our view very much. Plant 2 shade trees out in the yard, but plant some palm trees and make a big tropical flower bed in front of the house, and that will frame the porch and be so beautiful. So I'm excited about that possibility. Also, 2 people have mentioned this, and I'm so glad that they did, to see if we can get a slab or something from the tree trunk, and like a cut piece, and we could make a tabletop. That's what my thought is, a tabletop out of it for the front porch or for the family room here, and just continue to have a piece of the big tree and remember it like that. And I really hope we're able to do that. I have no idea how you do that, or if someone has a saw big enough when they're taking it the rest of the way down. I mean, it's uprooted, so maybe they can do that. I don't know, but that's an exciting thought, and that's cool. I mean, that's so cool to think about, that we could preserve a piece of the tree, and maybe put part of the stump, in the landscaping with flowers around it or something. That would be cool too. So that's really cool. That makes me happy. So that's it. Sorry this video, 23. Sorry this video is so long, but that's it for today. I don't know when I'll make another video, but I do still have those 4 ideas right before the storm happened. I was motivated to talk about some other things about the Lord. So I'll be back, and all is well here at the Mermaid Cottage. We survived. Thanks. Bye-bye.